Good morning. Here are some things I wish I would have known when I escaped an abusive relationship. So I brought notes because I get distracted easily. And without further ado, let's do this. Number one, be careful who you vent to, especially online. Predatorial people have a lot more access, especially online. And if you are talking about some of the things that you experienced while you were in any form of abusive relationship, predators take notes because they now know that you are primed for further abuse. So they will come in, usually as the solution to your problems, as the princess, or I don't even know the female version of knight in shining armor. But they will come in and they will pretend to be a solution to all of the pain and discomfort that you're experiencing by default of the abuse that you've experienced while in that relationship. So you have to be very careful about that. I wish I would have known this at the time because there were people that had known me way back when, and I didn't know that they were only watching my social media and they saw they saw that I was vulnerable, and they made themselves very clear. And looking back in retrospect, I probably would have done things a lot differently because I ended up being basically exploited and further abused. Number two on my list of about five. Some of the people closest to you will become visible predators. So this is actually a sort of a good thing because by default, again, you will start to recognize some people's true intentions and how they really view you in the relational basis in their life. Like if you're just something or someone that they can exploit, use, a means to an end. And they come in like the metaphorical new cars, wait, not new car, a used car salesperson. I mean, if you're getting a new car, you're probably not gonna, hopefully not get a lemon, but these people come in because they kind of have a history and an evolution of up until that point of knowing you. So they be in the background and they're studying you. They are definitely studying you. Number three on my list. Most people, even professionals, will not believe your story. I remember when I was going through this, like it was crazy because sometimes actual life is stranger than fiction. And because of some of the cruel things and the just insanity that someone abusive can put you through, and especially at the time when this was going on, like there's been like about a decade past since this has happened. But I remember at the time, like being at my wit's end, like being in like crisis mode, like just, like I felt like my life didn't matter, and calling the crisis intervention line and just trying to get some peace and some resolution, like trying to process everything that I was finding out as I escaped from this, like everything. It was very disheartening to find that people who I thought knew me and knew my heart, and even professionals dismissing what I was going through. But I serve a mighty God. And so it was really in 2016 when everything, like the smoke was still around me, when God came and literally started like ministering to me and speaking to me. But I was still hard-headed. Like I was like, okay, God, but I'm still going to try to do things in my own understanding. So it took me some additional time. Like I delayed a lot of processes by still thinking that I knew better than God. Go figure. Number four. You will be hyper vigilant. Trust and brain wiring will be skewed. So because abusers don't come in like being crappy and judgmental and all that, in the beginning, I learned that a smile was dangerous. If somebody smiled at me, I was so hyper vigilant that I thought that there was something behind it, that I thought they physically or psychologically wanted to harm me. Now, it took healing and therapy and all of that to finally process through the neuroplasticity like pathways that had been developed in the abuse cycles. And I had to also allow my body to also physically heal, because like a lot of that is like carried in the body. So I developed the beginnings of an autoimmune disease. And so since it's been so many years past now, my body has finally come back into a homeostasis where I don't feel like inflammation and heat and having to be hospitalized because I don't know what the hell's going on in my body. Like, believe it or not, you have to be careful about what you allow to persist in your life. Toxic relationships, let them all go. I had to become okay with being alone eventually because that window was open to me, but I wasn't comfortable yet with being alone and shedding all of the debris of bringing the toxic patterns and people, the old sheets, all of that back into a life that was meant to transition into something better. So eventually I got it. And what's crazy about these people is I was literally there for a lot of these people. And then when it came time when I was vulnerable, I guess they always saw like my potential, but I didn't. So they were the same people that when I was hanging over the cliff, they tried to step on my fingers so that I would let go and fall. And that didn't happen because God is good. Number five. So, and this is literally a segue into what I just left off on. But if you allow organic, faith-based healing to occur, like a broken bone, you will forge even stronger. So I wasn't always the person that I am today and the person that I'm becoming. I was literally a doormat because I didn't know that people really meant the nasty behaviors that they were really putting in front of you. I just, I would rationalize it because I knew my heart. Like, I wouldn't intentionally go out of my way to do something horrible to somebody. Like, if I did something that was inconsiderate, it was usually because there was something that was a survival thing or something that I had to make a decision about. But I didn't intentionally go out of my way to hurt people. So I didn't get that. People know exactly what they're doing. And the caveat and the catch in all of this is if you are somebody who has recognized that the person, the people, the environments that you have been around have been spiritually and psychologically and physically detrimental to your overall well-being, and you are a person of purpose, and you are being prompted to shed the old skins and go into a new direction and go into a wilderness or a season of not necessarily isolation, but detaching from things that no longer are good for you, because you got to be somewhere. And I didn't wear my watch, but I guarantee you're meant to catch that train. Anyways, be blessed, be well. Happy Saturday. A couple more weeks of 2025. Love you guys.